there. Sit. Down. Head down. Huggy, sit. Good boy. Hello my loves, welcome back to Lavendaire. Today let's talk about how to have more compassion for yourself. Because if you have more compassion for yourself, then you'll be able to have more compassion for others. It's a two-way street, they're interconnected, it's a mirror. With more compassion for yourself and others, we together will create a more peaceful, loving world. Before we get into the big picture, it's first important to work on yourself and look within. I bring this up because I want to remind you guys to keep love as your compass for everything that you do and how you act. Ask yourself, are you acting out of love, out of a place of love? Are you speaking or thinking out of a place of love? This is something that you can go about your day to day and maybe your week and take note of every little thing that you think, speak, or do. Is it coming from a place of love, or is it coming from another place, like a place of fear or anxiety or stress? I understand that throughout the day, there's a lot of emotions. Sometimes you act out of your negative emotions instead of always the love. And the world is in a place where things are very tense. There's a lot of people with differing beliefs, and it just feels like, I don't know, the world is becoming more and more chaotic and there's so many belief systems. People can't see eye to eye. People are going against each other all the time. So yes, it can be a very stressful time with a lot of fear and uncertainty. And with that comes that negative energy. And we don't recognize when that energy becomes a part of us and it becomes a part of how we speak, think, and act. If we speak, think, and act out of those negative energies of fear, stress, sadness, worry, anything like that, then we are perpetuating more of that energy in the world. So I just want to remind you to kind of check in with yourself and become more aware of your energy. How are you speaking, thinking, and acting? What energy does it mostly come out of? And is it coming out of a place of love? Isn't Togi so cute? Anyway, I am someone that believes that most people are good people in this world. Most people mean well, they have good intentions. Most people are not actively trying to hurt people or be evil or whatever. But even when you have a good person, like that person can feel fear, they can feel stress, and thus they can act out of those emotions and that energy. And the more we give into those energies, the more we create a world that is like tense and chaotic and fearful and people attacking each other. Not just that, but I want to remind you that people are mirrors, myself included, meaning the things that people might say are a reflection of the kinds of things that they say to themselves, and the way they treat others is a reflection of how they treat themselves, and it's not always positive. Even if you have a good, well-intentioned person, if on the inside that person is really critical and hard on themselves and they have scarcity mindset, limiting beliefs, they can project that onto the world, onto you. The way they criticize, the way they try to think they're helping you, but it comes out in a very attacking way. That is all energy. And that is why it is so important to work on our self-love and our compassion for ourselves. We have to work on having more unconditional love for ourselves, because only when we are able to love ourselves and be compassionate with ourselves can we bring that energy outside of us to the world. So if you want to bring positive change to the world, I know a lot of you watching this genuinely do care, then you must make sure that you are treating yourself with love and compassion so that you can project that love and compassion outwardly and kind of speak, think, and act with love. And that is how we are going to move forward in a more positive, healthy way. At this point, I want to take a break and thank BetterHelp for sponsoring this video. They are a very fitting sponsor. So do you feel like you have something that's in the way of your self-love? Do you have limiting beliefs that you want to learn to get over? Well, BetterHelp will assess your needs and match you with your own licensed professional therapist. You can start communicating within 48 hours. It's not a crisis line. It's not self-help. It's professional therapy done done securely online. There's a broad range of expertise in BetterHelp's network of over 20,000 therapists. The service is available for clients worldwide, and you can log in anytime to message your counselor. BetterHelp also makes it easy and free to change counselors if you don't like yours, and you can cancel anytime if you don't like it. BetterHelp is more affordable than traditional offline counseling, and financial aid is also available. If this sounds interesting and you want to start living a happier life today, you can try out BetterHelp at betterhelp.com/Aileen and join over 1 million people taking charge of their mental health with the help of an experienced professional. So visit betterhelp.com/Aileen to get 10% off your first month. Let's define what it means to be compassionate with yourself. So to me, it means being gentle with yourself, having that everything is okay energy. Whatever you do, if you make a mistake, if you say the wrong thing, it's okay because I still love you. It's okay because you're still worthy, you're still lovable, you're still beautiful. It means not being so hard on yourself, not being so critical of yourself, not hating yourself or disliking yourself for being a certain way or doing something wrong. It's truly having unconditional love for yourself. Whatever you do, whatever you say, whatever you think, I still love you and I will love you no matter what. And having that relationship of love with yourself, it means that you are invincible. Like you can do anything and you are still worthy. You can do anything and you still love yourself. I mean, let me know what unconditional love means to you, what having compassion for yourself means to you. Please leave your thoughts in the comments down below because I'd love to read your thoughts and see if you have any like differing or new ideas that I could get inspiration from. But the more I think about it, the answer to being more compassionate with yourself is always coming back to love and using love as your compass. Asking yourself, am I thinking, speaking, and acting with the energy of love? Having that is a good start because you at the very least know what the goal is and what you're aiming for. But along the way, this journey that everybody, myself, you, are gonna have to go through is learning to undo the layers of those negative limiting beliefs or anything that holds us back from loving ourselves completely. I've made several videos about self-love, how to change your negative self-talk, how to stop being so hard on yourself, stop criticizing yourself. I'll link those here and down below because I would just be repeating those same points that I shared in those previous videos here. But today just was more of a reminder to use love as your compass, to be more compassionate to yourself and to others, because not only does it affect your own life and how you feel, it affects the people around you and thus the community and the world around you. What actually inspired me to make this video was actually the backlash that I got on my last video, my video about crypto and Web3 and the metaverse, NFTs, and it was interesting. If you haven't seen the video or the comment section of that video, feel free to take a gander, enjoy, and just see how many conflicting beliefs there are. I didn't even realize how heated this topic was, how conflicting and controversial it could be to talk about crypto. I came from the energy of this is stuff that I've been learning. I'm interested in technology and the future of our world. It's just very interesting and exciting to me. And I saw that there was a lot of knowledge that could help people out there because there's so much opportunity in that space. And so I made a video with the intention to share knowledge and help people that are curious and have no idea where to start. I already knew that there were environmental concerns about the whole crypto NFT space, and I did address it in my video, but apparently it wasn't good enough for people. I didn't do enough research, state enough facts, or give enough good reasons to defend why I would share it in the first place. A lot of people just attacked that video. I guess the range of energy was different. There were some people that were kindly unsupporting and unsubscribing, and then there were people that were angry and attacking my very character, saying you're a scam artist and you're just trying to make money off of us by blah, 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 blah. And it is interesting to see the range and interesting to see like how passionate people can be about their opinions. I'm not here to judge how knowledgeable or how informed some of those people were in commenting, because who knows, maybe they did do a lot of research. Maybe they do know more than me. But it's more about the energy that I saw, because I know my viewers are good people. I know you guys care about the world. I care about the environment too. I care about like having a brighter future. Like I am a very positive, optimistic, idealistic person where I see the good in everything and I see the positives that are to come in the future. Whereas I think a lot of people have a lot of fear around change and the future. And I think that's the difference. I came talking about this topic in a positive light because I felt excited about it, but I didn't realize how many people felt very negatively about this topic. And it's not to say that crypto is inherently good or bad or anything. It's just seeing where people's energy comes from. And I realized that a lot of the people criticizing, they were criticizing because they care about the environment, they care about protecting artists. They, in their mind, are coming from an intention of like good, but the way they communicate and criticize and even attack comes from a very harsh place. And like I said earlier, people are mirrors, and it reveals to me that the people who are being criticizing and harsh, like they are just as harsh to themselves. For example, the topic of sustainability and caring about the environment. There are certain people that will get mad at people who use plastic. They will yell at them and attack them and criticize them. And it comes from a negative energy, an energy of like, you're wrong, we're right. It comes from an energy of fear too, because in the end, they are afraid that the world is gonna go the other way, the way that they don't want it to go. And so that like, that warrior, angry, like I have to fight you, that energy comes out when they do that communication. Whereas a person that cares just as much about the environment can come with a more gentle, loving tone, a tone where it's like, oh, I see that I don't support this, but here is a better way, and let me guide you towards a better way. Let me at least try to help. Let me give you information, or let me, I don't know, come at you from a place of love, come at you from a place of we're all a community. Like you are my sister and my brother. Like we are literally a family. The way I treat my family is love. Like I have a younger brother, even if he does things that are questionable, that I don't support, the way I talk to him is not at a yelling, criticizing, attacking tone. It's from a place of love, and it's from a more gentle, kind tone. And I think that is the difference. When you get into that attacking and fear-based mode, then the other person comes at you with the attacking, fear-based mode, and it literally becomes war. That's what it is. But when you come from a place of calm, love, and understanding, and empathy, compassion, I feel like, and not everyone would agree with me, but I feel like that would bring a more constructive and productive conversation to move forward in a peaceful way. It might just be because I'm a Libra, I'm about peace, I don't believe in war and fighting, but I understand there's a time and place for certain things. So sometimes there's no other way, I don't know. But what I'm saying is the energy that you come from, that matters, because the energy that you bring is the energy that others will receive, and that brings out that energy out of them. If you talk to someone that you don't agree with in a loving tone, that helps them kind of like lower down their walls. They become more honest, and everybody can be more vulnerable, and thus constructive and productive in that sense. If you come at someone with an attacking tone, with a you're wrong and you don't know what you're talking about and you're dumb, they're gonna come back at you with that same kind of energy. Like I said, it just becomes a battle and it's not productive. So if you are an activist, if you care about whatever issue and you find yourself speaking out of a place of fear and anger or even hate, I want you to check yourself. I invite you to check yourself. We all slip up. When I get angry, I will argue too, but remind yourself that what's the better way is to come from a place of love with the energy of love and compassion. And it all starts from within. It all starts with, are you compassionate with yourself? Do you love yourself enough to be gentle and kind to yourself? I have to be honest, Wednesday when I posted that video was not a good day. Like Togi just happened to be like throwing up constantly the day before, so I was taking him to the vet and very worried about him, all the while reading all these like negative attacking comments about crypto and people just calling me names, like judging me from a negative light. And I don't know, it was tough to deal with, but luckily I'm in a place where I do have some self-awareness and some recognition that people are mirrors. I do have more self-love and compassion for myself to tell myself it's okay. You know what? I tried my best to explain to the best of my ability in that video. It was a 30-minute video. You know, if I did even more research and explained even more, imagine how long that video would be and no one would watch it. I mean, not many people watch this one anyway, to be honest. But I had to remind myself, like, okay, you did your best and you don't have to be perfect for these people, because I do feel like people expect influencers and celebrities to be perfect, and if they're not perfect, there's always criticism. There's always, oh, you could have done this, you could have done that better, you should have said this, you said the wrong thing here. And you know, humans make mistakes, humans are humans. And what's interesting is this experience taught me how much I have grown and healed in certain limiting beliefs and certain things that I've had within. For example, I, for the longest time and still now, have been dealing with and healing from the "you're not good enough" internal dialogue. Like, I never felt like I was good enough for my dad, who had high expectations on me. And so my entire life, I worked so hard, overachiever, try to be perfect, to try to be good enough. And the part that I was like teeter-tottering on with these comments was people were saying, okay, this video was not good enough. You did not do a good enough job explaining your environmental reasons for blah, 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 blah. And if this was a few years before, I would be going through more suffering, because I would agree. I would be like, you're right, I'm not good enough. I didn't do a good enough job. I should have researched more. I should have blah, blah, blah. I could do this. I could have done that. And I would have had more of an inclination to like get mad, fight back, reply to all those comments that were judging me, trying to defend myself, justify myself, give more like sources. Like, that is not healthy as well, because you're just trying to justify that you are good enough, that you are, you know, perfect, or trying your best to be perfect. And now I am in a slightly better place where I can just let it go, and I can understand that people criticize based on the level of how much they criticize themselves, and the energy that they come at me with is the energy that they are operating with in their world, in their mind. And I can't prove and justify myself to every single person that watches my videos. I just can't. And it's a waste of my energy to try to prove myself or defend myself towards people that already see you in a judging, like they already judge you in a negative light. So it just wastes your energy, and it's not worth it. And to bring some positivity to this conversation, there were a lot of people that left positive comments that thought my video was great and helpful. And it was interesting because, you know, the first day I posted the video, like immediately you get negative comments, which I feel like a lot of those aren't even watching the entire 30-minute video. But the second day, when I went back to check the comments, there were more people like supporting me on my side and doing that justification that I didn't have the energy to do. So I appreciate you guys. And the most important thing I do appreciate is that talking about crypto and NFTs was something that I was afraid to talk about, because number one, it was weird. It's not something I typically talk about on this channel, but I have talked about my interest in it for the past year or two. And as an influencer, it's always scary to talk about something that you know it won't always be supported, won't always be taken well by everyone. There are some topics that can be a little more controversial and touchy, or topics that might make you lose your credibility, even if you're being honest and authentic. authentic. But I'm in a place in my life now where I feel more confident. I have more self-love and more self-belief that I am more willing to put myself out there and talk about the things that I genuinely love and am excited about, talk about who I am authentically at this moment instead of trying to be like the people pleaser. I'm only gonna talk about things that I know everyone will like. I'm not saying that I ever come and want to make a video on something negative, but I'm saying, for example, like talking about astrology. I made a video talking about astrology in 2019 after studying astrology for almost over a year at that point. Like I spent over a year being interested in astrology, but too scared to talk about it because I knew there were a lot of skeptics. There would be a lot of people who would judge me for being interested in astrology. But you know what? I just decided to make the video teaching people about astrology, and I did get a lot of negative comments. I did get a lot of people saying, unsubscribe, like you're dumb, this is not science, and just a lot of those criticisms and skeptics. And you know what? In hindsight, it's like, I am just filtering my audience. I'm guiding my audience towards like my people. Like maybe those people are not my people and it's okay. And the interesting thing about that astrology video was, you know, the first year I posted it, it did not really do well. It was just like an average, below average video actually, with a lot of negative support. But the year after, 2020, astrology blew up and that video just took off to the point where it is the most viewed video on my channel at over 7.7 million views. Like, it's crazy. I would never have expected that my most viewed video would be that astrology video that I was very terrified to talk about because I thought that it would make people judge me in a different way. And I don't know, it's just some food for thought, you know? So the same kind of energy I got when I posted that astrology video is similar to the energy I got when I posted the crypto video last week. I don't really think the crypto video will blow up in any way, but I'm just saying that I think if you fast forward maybe 1 or 2 years, when you come back to that video, people might have differing opinions because this is an ever-changing, ever-growing space. I mean, my reason for sharing it was I wanted us to start learning about it early, especially females. There's not enough females that are open enough to learn about technology and money because I think a lot of females shy away from things like money, investing, crypto. You know, I put out that video to share with you guys because I want us to get on this early on, but apparently a lot of people don't want to get on it yet. A lot of people aren't ready, a lot of people are scared, a lot of people don't support it, and that's totally okay. I'm not trying to defend crypto or anything. I'm not even trying to defend astrology. Like, I don't need you to believe in astrology or crypto. I don't need you to believe in anything. You can choose to believe in whatever you want to believe in, but me as a creator, I'm going to share the things that I believe in, that I am interested in or curious about, because I do believe in following your curiosity, even if it is unpopular, even if it is weird. And this is essentially a lesson in learning to live your authentic life and your authentic path, because it's not gonna please everyone. It's not gonna be popular all the time. It might seem weird to some people, but you know what? Along the way, you will find your people and it will all make sense in the future, looking back. So to wrap it all up, I hope you took away something positive from this video. I hope I helped you remember to come back to love. Always come back and use love as your compass. Think, speak, and act with the energy of love, coming from a place of love. I think that is so important, and that is how we're gonna move forward. We can embrace our differences. We can start to listen to others, try to understand and empathize with others. That is the energy of love, and that is what's going to make our world a better place. As cliche as it sounds, but truly, we need it. Our world is very chaotic, very tense right now. A lot of people acting out of fear, attacking each other, a lot of belief wars happening right now, and it's hard to see where it will lead. It falls on us and how we choose to act in our everyday. It's a big overarching issue that the world is dealing with today, but the way we can act on it is in our daily experiences. What are you thinking? What are you speaking? What are the actions you're taking in your life, with the people in your life, in your direct community? Because whatever energy you project is the energy that other people will receive, and thus the energy they might project, and onward. So let's keep that energy rooted in love, because we're all in this together. I know. I'm like queen of cheese, you know? I don't care. Anyway, it all starts with us, and being more compassionate with yourself will help you be more compassionate to others. All right, love you guys so much, and I will talk to you in the next one. Please share your thoughts down below, because I'd love to hear your thoughts. Sending you lots of love. Bye.